Oh, how's it going? I didn't see it come in. Just enjoying a little reading. Drinking a little water from time to time. That's not important. What is important is climate change. In fact, there's no denying that climate change exists. You would only have to be an ignorant fool to deny such a scientific claim. In all seriousness, climate change is a prominent problem that is growing by the day. Temperatures are reaching all new heights, with the rise of about 1.5 degrees directly correlating with the 40% rise in CO2 levels since 1895 in the US. 2016 has been the hottest year on record, with the hottest heat streak going back to 2001. The Arctic has lost an amount of ice that had a surface area equal to half of the continental United States. This massive water rise is expected to reach 6 feet above sea level by 2100, flooding over 5 million Americans who live only 4 feet above sea level. The increased heat will result in droughts, and from that dryness, wildfires are more prone to begin, leading to more emissions. The amount of CO2 in the atmosphere from the smoke produced by burning coal, gas, and oil in plants has led to a process called ocean acidification. As CO2 enters the ocean from the atmosphere, it lowers the pH levels, making the ocean 30% more acidic over the last 250 years. This harms sea life such as coral, krill, oysters, clams, and crabs, which will affect larger fish such as salmon and whales, who feed off of these organisms. Ocean acidification and increased water levels destroy and erode natural barriers such as reefs and wetlands, leaving coastal areas more prone to destruction from flooding or storms. If fossil fuels are so bad for the environment, then why don't companies move to cleaner energy? Corporation greed and capitalistic nature to make as much money as possible with no regard to human life are not the only answers. In fact, some states depend heavily on mining fossil fuels for their economy. 10% of the economies of Wyoming, Alaska, West Virginia, Oklahoma, and North Dakota are mining-based, and mining makes up 20% of the GDP in Wyoming. The states of Wyoming and New Mexico rely heavily on taxing minerals from federal lands. Alaska receives more money from mining revenue than it does from its overall tax system. However, the worst thing to do is to leave this situation unattended by not doing anything. The U.S. is making progress with 20% of all new large power plants are powered by sunlight in 2013, and China is establishing 26 more nuclear power plants in addition to its 22, in order for greenhouse emissions to go down. Stateside, the Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative already has 9 states setting limits on carbon emissions. Colorado has regulated air quality conditions to control methane in the air. Companies are limiting their own emissions, such as ExxonMobil and Shell having carbon prices, so they can be charged if their emissions are too high. However, current efforts are not enough, and the climate will continue to change, so we must change with it. We need to improve old infrastructure with building equipped to deal with hotter temperatures. We must conserve water supplies and have room to adapt to changes. Our technology is limited, and therefore we do not have a clear understanding of the future, and there is no stopping climate change. But one thing is for sure, humanity is far from defeated.